Good morning everyone. So today we will be reading about sedimentation. So in the previous slide we have already been studied about flow diagram of the water treatment process, what are the treatment process of the water. We have already studied. Okay, first we have already studied about the aeration process. Okay, as all of us know, aeration is the first process of the water treatment plant and it is the process of providing the oxygen from the water and the air while mixing with each other, and it also used to remove the dissolved gases. It can be also used to remove the volatile organic chemicals used in the water. And what are the objectives of the aeration we have also studied? First, it removes the taste and odor that are caused due to the organic gases. It also increases the dissolved oxygen content, and it removes the hydrogen sulfide, and it removes the iron and manganese. Okay, and I have also discussed with you about how does the aeration work. Okay, aeration work, it is a intimate exposure of the water and the air, and it mainly removed by the two method, that is the scrubbing action and next one is oxidation. And scrubbing action is mainly caused by the turbulence which results when the water and the air mixed with each other, and the scrubbing action, it mainly removes the taste and odor from the water. And oxidation is one type of a process through which aeration purifies the water, and when air and water is mixed with each other, the iron and manganese becomes oxidized, and once it has been oxidized, the chemicals are suspended in the water, and this suspended material, it can be removed by the filtration process, that is the next treatment process. Okay, so now we'll be reading about sedimentation. So sedimentation is the water treatment process during which the water has little or no movement and suspended solids sink to the bottom under the force of the gravity and form a sediment. This process is called sedimentation. Okay, also we can say that if the water contains suspended impurities of the larger size and it is very economical to remove them by preliminary sedimentation, so we can remove it by sedimentation. Okay, also we can say that the water will be removed more uniformly by the sedimentation processes. Okay, so what are the purpose of sedimentations? First is to remove the coarse dispersed phase, to remove the coagulated and flocculated impurities, to remove the precipitate impurities after the chemical treatment, to settle the sludge after the activated sludge process. Okay, these are the purpose of sedimentation. So next we'll be reading about what are the principle of sedimentation. Okay, so suspended solids present in the water having the specific gravity that is greater than the water tend to settle down by gravity as soon as the turbulence is retarded by offering the storage. Okay, so we can say that while removing the suspended impurities of the larger size from the water by the sedimentation process, so that suspended impurities will be having the specific gravity that is greater than the specific gravity of the water. So that impurities, the specific gravity of that impurities settle down, and it is as soon as the turbulence is retarded by the offering the storage. And the inorganic suspended solids having the specific gravity of about 2.65 and the organic suspended solids having the specific gravity is about 1.04. As all of us know, specific gravity has no unit, it is unitless. The particles having specific gravity of about 1.20 or so readily settle down at the bottom of the tank. Okay, so we can say that inorganic suspended solids having the specific gravity that is 2.65 and organic suspended solids having the specific gravity that is 1.04, and the particles that are having the specific gravity 1.20 and it settles down in the bottom of the tank. The phenomena of the settling down of particles at the bottom of the sedimentation tank is known as hydraulic subsidence, and every particle has its own hydraulic setting value settling value which will cause its hydraulic subsidence. Okay, so we can say that while this phenomena of settling down of particles at the bottom of the sedimentation tank is known as hydraulic subsidence, and every particle has its own hydraulic settling value which will cause its hydraulic subsidence. Okay, so these are known as principle of sedimentations. Okay, so we can say that while the suspended water will be removed from the water, its specific gravity would be greater than the water, and the inorganic suspended solid will have the specific gravity that is 2.65, and organic suspended solid will have the specific gravity that is 1.04, and the particles of specific gravity will be having 1.20, and it will settle down in the bottom of the tank. And this, the phenomena of settling down the bottom of the tank, is known as hydraulic subsidence, and this particle, and every particle has its own settling value, so we can say that which will cause is hydraulic subsidence. So there are two types of sedimentation. We will be reading one by one. First is plain sedimentation, next one is sedimentation with coagulation. So we will be reading about first, that is the plain sedimentation. So what do you mean by plain sedimentation? Okay, so first we will be reading about, that is plain sedimentation. So it is a process of settling down of solids and impurities in the raw water to the bottom of the sedimentation basin by natural gravity force alone, where the no chemical it has been added to it. Okay, so we can say that it is known as plain sedimentation. We can also say that it is a process of settling down of all the solids and impurities in the water to the bottom of the sedimentation basin by natural gravity force, where the no chemical has been added to it. It is known as plain sedimentation, and this plain sedimentation is very cheaper, and it is mainly used in all the filtration and the purification system of the water. Okay, so this is known as plain sedimentation. Next we will be reading about what are the zones in the sedimentation tank. So there are four major zones in the sedimentation tank. First is inlet zone, settling zone, sludge zone, outlet zone. Okay, so you can see here the diagram of the zones in the sedimentation tank. These are the four zones. Okay, this is the inlet zone, this is the settling zone, this is the sludge zone, and this is the outlet zone. You can see here the diagram of it. Okay, so what are these zones? So first, the inlet zone mainly controls the distribution and the velocity of the inflowing water. Okay, so we can say that this inlet zone, where the water will be coming into that tank, okay, that is known as inlet, and it mainly controls the distributions and velocity of the flowing of the water into the sedimentation tank, or we can say sedimentation basin. So next is, that is settling zone. Settling zone means when a particles enter the settling zone in a continuous flow in the settling tank, it is acted upon two forces. Okay, we can say it as settling zone. And also the settling zone where the bulk settling takes place. Okay, so we can also say that when any particle enters the settling zone in a continuous flow in a settling tank or a basin, it is acting upon two forces, and the horizontal flow of water gives the horizontal moment and it gives the vertical moment, and it also we can say that the bulk settling takes place in the settling zone. Okay, next is, that is sludge zone. So what do you mean by sludge zone? The sludge collection occur. Sludge may be disposed in sewer or stream, and it may be conditioned and then thickened before being transported to any landfill. So also we can say that in the sludge zone, it has been designed where the settling particles, it has been collected and it has been disposed in the sewer or any stream, and it has been being transported to any landfill. And last one is, that is outlet zone, where the water comes out from the settling tank or any basin. So we can say that the outlet zone controls the outflowing of the water. Okay, so these are the 4 types of zones in the sedimentation tank. So next we'll be reading about what are the types of sedimentation tank in the next slide. Thank you.